Hello everyone, it's Sal here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some beautiful fragrances in my collection that just exude feminine charm. So it's time to sit back, relax, grab yourself a drink and a snack. Today I have some Earl Grey tea, and without further ado, let's get started with the video. So the first fragrance I have today that exudes feminine energy is the beautiful Delina Exclusive from Parfum de Marly. This is by far my favourite out of the two, well, there's three Delinas now. Yeah, three Delinas. This is my favourite one. The original Delina is also very nice, but this one to me has more depth to it. It has a bit more substance, it's thicker, it has that kind of woodsy, ambery undertone to it. And it's not as sharp because this does not have the rhubarb notes. This is the most beautiful, sweet, rosy, vanilla type of scent I think I've ever tried, you guys. It really is something special, and it just radiates this gorgeous feminine charm. It really is a very magnetic, radiant, just a very stunning, glowing type of scent. Unlike anything else I've tried to date, it really is something very unique, very gorgeous. And overall, this is just one of the nicest rosy feminine fragrances I think I've ever tried. It truly is very elegant, it's very sophisticated. This is the type of fragrance that will turn heads, you know, this is the type of fragrance that will stop somebody in their tracks because it is just that gorgeous, and that is the beautiful Delina Exclusive. Next up today we have another beautiful feminine fragrance, and that is Chaoli Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. Now this is truly a bright, flirty, celebratory type of fragrance. Now this is also a rose-centered type of scent, and it is also very sweet, like Delina Exclusive, but to me they're actually very different. So this one, you have your rose, but you also have a few like spicy nuances to it, whereas Delina Exclusive was more like a powdery, woodsy rose. You know, this one is more your bright, sparkling, spicy rose type of scent, also very sweet. Main notes of the scent feature your bergamot, your saffron, your rose, your magnolia as well, your sandalwood, perhaps some musk as well. And overall it is just an absolutely beautiful fragrance. I always say that this one reminds me of pink fireworks dazzling in a midnight sky. It really is a very uplifting, sparkling, happy type of fragrance that really captures something special, you know. This is one of those fragrances that never fails to make me feel so not only happy but just very like pretty. It's one of those super girly fragrances that I just love having in my collection. It was a complete blind buy, and up there with one of the most successful blind buys I think I've had to date, and I just absolutely love it. Let me know in the comments if you've tried this one, but I think it is just such a beautiful, radiant, feminine scent indeed. So that is Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper 25. The next gorgeous feminine fragrance we have today is this beauty here from Mugler, and that is Mugler Aura, the original eau de parfum. So this fragrance to me, I just absolutely adore this one. This is very unique. This one exudes the aura of a woodland goddess. This fragrance is very thick, it's quite sweet as well. It's a beautiful vanilla woody scent with a very bold green aspect to it, with your menthol kind of quality, your medicinal sort of edge. I believe they have a note of rhubarb leaf in here to kind of add that sort of sense of intrigue. And overall this really just reminds me of a goddess, a beautiful, stunning goddess woman. Somebody who knows their own mind and doesn't take any nonsense from anybody, basically, because this is a very it's a very bold fragrance. It's very unapologetic. It's not like every other scent out there, you know. It's a very kind of this fragrance was taking a risk, in my opinion. It's very different to anything else I've tried. This fragrance is incredibly bold, it's very, very confident, seductive, doesn't really care what anyone else thinks of it. And the thing I like about this one as well actually is just the fact that not everyone is going to get it, not everyone is going to be on board with it. And I think that that's something very beautiful in a sense, because, you know, people will perceive this in different ways, and it's just one of those very polarizing, beautiful, just an absolutely fantastic fragrance, you guys. I really do love this one, and it is incredibly feminine to me. So that is Mugler Aura. Next up today we have a stunning musky ambery fragrance, and that is Narciso Rodriguez for her Eau de Toilette, which, even though it's an Eau de Toilette, it is incredibly strong and it performs better than most eau de parfums in my opinion. So it really is an incredible one. Main notes of this fragrance are musk, osmanthus, African orange flower, I believe it says on the scent profile in Fragrantica. You have amber in here as well, perhaps some vetiver as well. And overall this radiates a magnetic, feminine, alluring quality. This is just one of those fragrances that you can't quite put your finger on what it is that you're smelling. I mean, you definitely get the musk, but other than that, it's a very seamlessly blended, mysterious, alluring kind of scent. I remember the first time I smelled this on my flatmate back when I was at uni, and I just had to know what she was wearing. That's how I discovered this one actually. I never would have necessarily smelt it otherwise. Well, maybe now that I'm into fragrances, but that's how I discovered this fragrance, and it smelled absolutely incredible on her. It really is just one of those incredible fragrances. It kind of melts into your skin and like bounces off your skin as well, just because of the musk content in here. It really is quite a musky fragrance, and I'm wondering if perhaps that will interact differently with different people's skin chemistry and things like that, creating this very unique magnetic effect. This is a very nuanced, very refined, very, very sultry type of scent, you know. I feel like it's just a must-have, you know, it's just a must-have for any perfume collection, unless you don't like it, of course. But for me, it's a must-have. This was a repurchase of mine, and I really do love it. So that is Narciso Rodriguez for her Eau de Toilette. Now, of course, I couldn't create a feminine fragrances video without mentioning this absolute classic, Mon Guerlain. This is the epitome of elegance and sophistication, in my opinion. So easy to wear, so versatile. This is just a fragrance that never lets you down, it never fails, it's just an absolute solid staple. Perfectly sweet, beautifully aromatic, with that very soft lavender sort of note in there, blending with the vanilla, with your licorice note sort of subtly dancing around there in the background, your woodsy tones, and your bright sort of citrusy orange notes in the opening to give it a sort of a crisp edge and a lift. This is the Kate Middleton of fragrances, in my opinion. It very much reminds me of that type of character, you know, and again, it's a must-have in my opinion. It's really a collection staple, and I couldn't imagine my collection actually without this scent. I really do enjoy it, and it's just perfect for any occasion, really. No matter where you're going, it could be a date night, it could be going to work, it could be going out for lunch or for coffee, it really doesn't matter. This would be the perfect fragrance to suit a multitude of different occasions. And I really cannot get enough of this one. It's the type of fragrance that, you know, you couldn't really get tired of. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments, but to me, there's just something about this that's so, it's easygoing as well. It's very easy on the nose. It's not the type of scent that I would really ever tire of, I don't think. And it's just absolutely stunning. I really do love it. And that is Mon Guerlain. Next up today, we have the extremely feminine fragrance, Tom Ford's Noir pour Femme. This is a must try, you guys. This is a must try fragrance. It is truly unlike anything else I've tried. And at the moment, this is my favourite from Tom Ford, hands down. I've tried a few others from the Tom Ford house. I've tried Black Orchid, I've briefly tried Velvet Orchid, and I have also tried Soleil Neige. And I like all of those, like they're very good fragrances. I don't think the Black Orchid line is necessarily for me, but they are all pretty good fragrances. But this one, hands down, is my favourite from the house. It is just an absolutely stunning one. So this perfume to me, very bold and it makes a statement, but it's also very soft. It's actually quite easy to wear in my opinion, providing the weather is cool enough. So keynotes include vanilla kulfi note, you have your sort of balsamic quality in here, you have a very subtle spiciness going on in this fragrance, and you have your gorgeous sweet amber as well. Overall, this is the most gorgeous, just absolutely breathtaking, mysterious, alluring fragrance ever. Certainly very feminine to me. I just feel absolutely sumptuous whenever I wear this. It really is one of those fragrances. Oh, I just can't get enough of this one. I'm so glad I have my 100ml to get through. Certainly at this time of year I will be very excited to wear this one more basically, because to me it is a cold weather fragrance. Oh my goodness, you guys, let me know if you've tried this one. I have also heard that Noir Extreme is very good and somewhat similar to this. Let me know what you think. If you've tried both, let me know which one you prefer. I do actually need to try Noir Extreme, but I guess if it's similar to this then I probably won't bother, you know, but let me know how you got on with those if you've tried them. But this is elevated, you know, this is going to leave a lasting impression. This is it's a very memorable scent, you know, this has something about it that's actually different, but it's still very likable to me. It's very, very like diffused, it's very easy on the nose in my opinion, just very, very enjoyable, the type of fragrance that you want to keep smelling, but it's still very unique, you know. And that is the stunning Noir Parfum from Tom Ford. Next up today we have one of the most beautiful feminine, woody, musky scents in my whole collection, and that is Narciso Poudrée. This is a absolutely stunning scent, you guys. Let me know if you've tried this one, but to me this is just so spot on in every sense, you know. This is a very like finely milled, softly powdery scent. Primarily it's quite woody and musky, and it's got this beautiful sort of sweetness running through there. Now funnily enough, I don't think this is the type of fragrance that would be for everyone, and actually when I first tried it I wasn't a fan, and the first fragrance from the house that I fell in love with was for her Eau de Toilette. That was the first one that I purchased, and when I purchased that one I tried this one at the same time and I remember strongly disliking it. I love it now, so my tastes have kind of changed, but just I wouldn't necessarily blind buy this unless you know for a fact that you love your powdery fragrances and your musky fragrances. But you know, I've heard here and there that it's not for everyone. For example, Giselle Ariane here on YouTube, she's not a fan of this fragrance, although I believe she enjoys Narciso Rodriguez for her Eau de Parfum, like the pale pink bottle if I'm not mistaken, but she didn't get on well with this one. So just be wary, you know, try it first, as you should with all fragrances regardless. Try it first, you guys, but to me this smells like a luxe, pampered, beautifully manicured, polished woman, you know, just the epitome of elegance, sophistication. She has her nails very well, neatly kept. Maybe she's just returned from her spa resort and she's had like facials done and, you know, it's just everything like that. That's what this fragrance embodies to me. Such a soothing, nurturing mood as well. There's just something about this fragrance that makes me feel very like taken care of, very, very soft, very feminine. I just really enjoy this one. It's kind of been a solid favourite in my collection. I've had this one for like a long time, well over a year, possibly 2 years. But I really do enjoy this one. Definitely very feminine to me, radiant and beautiful. So that is Narciso Rodriguez, Narciso Poudrée. Next up today we have a very chic and sophisticated fragrance, and that is Danger Pour Femme from Rochas Parfums. I really cannot recommend this fragrance enough. I wouldn't blind buy it, but I would definitely purchase the sample set to try not only this one but the other fragrances from the Essence de Parfum range. But seriously, you guys, this is one of those fragrances that actually it reaches an emotional level for me. It really is something magnificent. I don't know how they've done it. It's a whole experience, it's a whole mood, it's a whole fashion statement in itself, you know what I mean? It's just one of those absolutely breathtaking fragrances that I can't even explain to you. You just need to try it. So there's a lot going on in the scent profile here. You have florals, you have your kind of woody notes, I believe there's sandalwood, you also have your vanilla sort of notes as well. There is a lot going on, but actually the overall effect of this scent profile, to me, it reminds me of the most luxurious sweet suede. You know, if you can imagine that, maybe it's a very high-end suede purse or the most luxurious pair of suede boots. That's almost what this fragrance kind of smells like. That's the overall effect of this scent. This reminds me of the most chic, well-dressed Parisian woman. You know, that's what this fragrance makes me think of. It is just the most empowering, beautiful, feel-good fragrance. And I feel extremely lucky to have this in my collection. Rochas Parfums very generously sent this over to me to like review a while back. And I'm so grateful, I adore it. It's an absolutely magnificent feminine fragrance, you guys, and that is Danger Pour Femme from Rochas Parfums. Next up today we have an extremely light-hearted, sweet, bubbly, girly scent, and that is Sea Fiori from Armani. Let me know if you've tried this one in the comments. I absolutely adore this one. This reminds me of a few different things actually. It kind of reminds me of powdery marshmallows, maybe some Turkish delights. It also reminds me of vanilla ice cream, and it's a very, very sweet, creamy, slightly powdery fragrance. So in this fragrance, keynotes include neroli, green mandarin, blackcurrant as well. You have a heart of rose, and in the base notes you have vanilla, you have the oak moss as well. And when I first purchased this scent, I have to say I did wonder whether it might be too sweet for me, but it's actually grown on me a lot, and I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting this fragrance to grow on me, but it really has, and I just absolutely love this one for those days when you just want a very, like, you know, a pastel pink, sweet, bubbly type of scent. This is the one to go for. It's just that perfect kind of fragrance. Very light-hearted, very flirty, just extremely pretty as well. It's one of those very, very pretty fragrances. It radiates femininity to me, and I just really love it. So that is Sea Fiori from Armani. Next today we have a completely different mood, but it is still a very gorgeous, feminine and bold scent, and that is Alien Eau de Parfum from Mugler. And funnily enough, this is a perfume I have been absolutely addicted to recently, let me tell you. I actually can't believe the sort of journey I have been on with this fragrance. I didn't used to like this, believe it or not. I actually didn't like it at first, and then I purchased the Eau de Toilette first, and I fell in love with that one, and then I kind of started to gradually dip my toes into the water of Alien Eau de Parfum, and it's just gone from strength to strength, you guys. I absolutely cannot get enough of this scent now. It is up there with possibly the best ever jasmine kind of fragrance. I mean, seriously, but it's not just the jasmine. This has a real like power to it. It has a real depth and a real weight. It kind of brings you to the depths of this gorgeous, like enticing amber, the woody accords. There's a really, really addicting sweetness to this as well. It's not obviously like super sweet in the traditional sense, but there's definitely a sweetness in here, just, you know, naturally radiating from those, like from the jasmine note, from the amber and things like that. It's just absolutely wonderful. Very, very empowering, very, very feminine, very bold, incredibly alluring and flirtatious and seductive. I really do love this one. So that is Alien Eau de Parfum. Next we have another dark and alluring fragrance, and that is L'Interdit Intense from Givenchy. I really like this one, you guys. It's a very unique, quite a gourmand fragrance to me, and I don't think that it's meant to be a gourmand, but the reason it is to me is because it just embodies everything that is a mochi dessert. If you've ever tried a black sesame mochi dessert, let me know, and let me know if you think that this is similar to that. But to me, you know, everything about this scent, from the texture of it right down to like the notes and the way that it all comes together, it literally to me is the experience of a black sesame mochi dessert. It really is very, you know, gourmand from that point of view, but I suppose if you haven't tried that dessert, it may just smell very like perfumey to you. But either way, this is a very beautiful experience. It's a very stunning fragrance. So keynotes in here, you have your very sweet, bubblegummy, easygoing tuberose note, not green in the slightest. This is a very sweet tuberose note, blending seamlessly with the vanilla and enhanced by that sesame note, and the black pepper note in here as well is giving it a real kind of substance and a real depth. So overall, this fragrance is something else. I definitely prefer this out of all of the Lintredy fragrances. This is definitely my favourite, and it's kind of the most unique to me from the line. I mean, they're all fairly unique. There's just something about this particular fragrance that I haven't experienced this with any other scent, you know. It's something very like specific to this one. Just that chewy texture. The alluring, like sultry quality that this has, but it's very, very like smooth, not sharp at all. It's very easy to like, in my opinion. More easygoing than the original Lintredy. So the original Lintredy, to me, it actually took me a wee while to get on board with that one, but this one was an instant love. And actually, if you found the original Lintredy too sharp, too like just too jarring, you know, then I would give this one a try actually, because it's smoother. Or I would try Lintredy Rouge. That one's also very nice and smooth and a bit more easy to like than the original, in my opinion. But they're all very feminine fragrances to me, particularly this one. There's just something about it, you guys, and I really do enjoy it. Next up, we have a gorgeous, deep, mysterious scent, and that is Lancome Tresor Eau de Parfum from Lancome. This really is the most sultry, seductive, alluring evening fragrance ever. It really is a must try, and funnily enough, it's a fragrance that I didn't always love. It wasn't a love at first sniff by any means. I actually didn't like it at first, and I think that's just because there is so much going on in here, and it's actually quite a complex fragrance. And I'm not saying that I'm extremely experienced now or anything like that, but I think, you know, the first time I smelled this, I hadn't actually smelled that many fragrances, and I didn't quite know how to take it, you know. I do love it now. I really do enjoy it. It's a very like how to even explain it. It's a very sweet fragrance with a lot of fruits going on. You have your caramel, your coffee, your incense. I believe you also have praline in here. I mean, there's so many rich, decadent notes all coming together beautifully. This is not a car crash of a fragrance. If you look at the notes, you might think, what on earth, you know, you might think, how on earth is that all going to come together? But it does. It just works. Oh, just a dark, smoky, sweet, rosy, gourmand, fruity concoction, and it's bewitching, it's seductive, it's alluring, unique, you know, and the strength of scent in here is fantastic as well. This will kind of fill up a room if you spray too much. And I really do enjoy this one. Next up today we have this beauty here, Lipstick Fever from Juliette Has a Gun, and this really is just such a gorgeous, polished, you know, put together everyday, almost dropped the cap there, just the most perfect everyday feminine type of scent. It really does have that makeup kind of quality to it. It reminds me of a very high-end makeup counter, you know, high-end powders and lipsticks. Just luxury lipsticks, luxury makeup, polished, put together outfits. Next today we have this absolute classic from Guerlain, and that is Insolence Eau de Toilette. Now this is if you want to smell put together, polished, clean, maybe slightly aloof, you know, you would wear this fragrance. This is a gorgeous irisy violets type of scent with a brightness coming from the red berries and with a kind of softness from the orange blossom, blending it together to create a very stunning fragrance. I personally prefer this one over the eau de parfum. To me this works better as a fragrance just because they have other things going on in there just to kind of bring it together a bit more. The eau de parfum is still a good perfume, you know, but it was just too dry and like chalky and powdery to me the last time I tried it. To be fair, I haven't smelled the eau de parfum in well over a year, I don't think, so maybe I should give it another try. But this one is certainly a winner. I really do enjoy this one. It has that luxe feeling to it, you know, maybe you've just emerged from the most luxurious bath with very high quality like bath oils, like soaps, just body conditioning treatments, everything like that. That's what this fragrance reminds me of, and it really is. It's very, very feminine to me, very radiant. And last up today, but by no means least, we have this fragrance here, Mukhallat from Mon's Howl. I really do enjoy this one. I don't think it would be for everyone necessarily because it is quite an unusual fragrance. Keynotes in here feature strawberry, you have your very prominent vanilla accord, you have your almonds as well, you have your musk and also Peru balm. So overall it's quite a simple scent profile, but overall this fragrance has a very unique, interesting effect where it actually smells quite complex. Like it smells very interesting and like nuanced and quite unusual. So this fragrance, I'm only going to spray it once actually because the performance on this is very, very strong. So I'm just going to give it one wee spray there. This is a really interesting scent actually, and it's extremely feminine to me. It kind of gives me this feeling of like a Barbie doll. It really just gives me the most feminine sort of mood. And actually what this really reminds me of is if you imagine a cherry Bakewell tart, but instead of cherries you have strawberries. That's what this fragrance kind of smells like, but there is also something in there reminiscent of maybe bubblegum, maybe plastic, just something very unusual actually. Very, very sweet, like extremely sweet. In a way I'm kind of surprised that I like this one so much because it's very sweet. I just think it's sweet, but it's quite unique and it's well done and it's like interesting, you know, so I do enjoy it. And although I don't think it's listed, there's something reminiscent to me of sandalwood in here, but I don't think that's actually one of the notes. But anyway, overall this is a very like super ultra sweet, feminine, girly, unusual, strange type of scent, and I just absolutely love it. I want to give a huge thank you to Chaoli for sponsoring today's video and for sending me this very feminine, elegant scarf to wear. This is an absolutely stunning scarf, you guys. I have actually discovered that you can wear it in so many different ways to create different sort of looks, different moods. It's an extremely versatile product, and on Chaoli's website you can choose from many different sizes, colours and styles of silk scarves. Aside from the fact that it is a very beautiful looking fashion sort of accessory, it is also 100% silk. So the way that I sort of care for my silk scarf is I will first steam it to kind of remove any creases, and when I need to wash the scarf I would wash it on a 30-degree very gentle wash, and I would not tumble dry it. So full care details can be viewed on Chaoli's website. I will leave all of that information down below for you guys to have a look yourself. To be honest, I've never really played around with scarves too much in general, but when they sent me this one I tried out a few different looks and I was honestly quite amazed at how much one simple scarf can actually elevate a whole outfit and just bring it to a new level, you know? They are extremely pleasant to wear, very easy to style, very feminine. Like I say, it was like quite new to me. I've never really been, I've never delved into the world of scarves, but this was really interesting to try out and I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. I'm a huge fan of the colours of this scarf. I just love pink and colours like that, so I really am over the moon with this one. I also feel that The sheen of this is very luxurious, so if you're interested in having a look at their websites and maybe treating yourself to a beautiful silk scarf, I will be leaving all of their details linked below. Thank you all so much for watching, I truly appreciate you and I can't wait to see you again on my next video. Bye!